Hello and welcome to a very late week 6 of the PML, the Pokemon Masters League, excuse me. Unfortunately, this is about a week late. We ended up playing our game a couple of days late. I think we played it on Monday, maybe Tuesday. And the unthinkable happened for me. OBS glitched during my, during the recording. I had it all set up, I had it all done, but it glitched. None of my visuals recorded, and my audio was all really scratchy. So luckily, Supreme, Mr. Cream, Scrub Supreme here was a darling and gave me his kind of muted rendered footage. So that's really nice of him. So we're going to be watching the thing from his point of view, but I'm going to be pausing and kind of giving my thought process. This is my first post commentary for a game, so please bear with me while it's not too professional. So here we are at the at the team select screen. Now, as you can see, he's got a ton of prep for Garchomp. Things I didn't even think about when I was prepping the team. So this week I might not have brought Garchomp if I'd realised this, but Garchomp wasn't actually too bad in this game. But you'll see that as we go through. In terms of lead matchup, I was thinking either Rotom or maybe even Tentacruel just to kind of start. But I was anticipating a Bronzong lead. Trick Room for him would be quite nice actually. Half of his team are slower than mine, especially without investment. So I was thinking Bronzong, maybe even a Galarian Weezing. I think, yeah, as you can see here, I've got 10 seconds. I was starting to run out of time, so I kind of panicked a little bit and thought, okay, I'll go for Thievul. If I need to, I can always switch out. Because I do have that stakeout ability, I wouldn't expect Bronzong to stay in. Or no, at the very least, I'd expect Bronzong to go for like a light screen or something if it did lead. And if it was Weezing, he'd probably just Strange Steam off the bat. So I thought I could switch instead. But yeah, that said, I did begin with the Thievul. Let's see. So he does lead with the Liberty Bell. Very fitting. I think it's an American thing, I'm not sure, but Liberty screams America to me. So here I thought, you know, there's no reason for me to click Dark Pulse, to not click Dark Pulse. I don't need to predict or anything, because a Dark Pulse, even Specs wouldn't KO in one anyway. So I'm expecting here a Trick Room and maybe a Light Screen, and then I'm expecting turn 2 for him to switch into something. Now if he Trick Rooms, he could have just gone for Explosion. You can see here he's deliberating on that. I'm not gonna talk about his moves here. See, I do hit the Dark Pulse, but it does almost exactly half. And I wasn't expecting this, but he goes for the Gyro Ball. Now, I think I'm modest on this build because he does have a slow team, so I think Timid it would have killed. To be honest, I should get my facts in order before I commentate, really, shouldn't I? But yeah, I'm expecting him to switch out here. I'm expecting Tabasco, the Galarian Weezing, because nothing here really wants to switch into a stakeout Dark Pulse. So I click Psychic, expecting a Weezing to come in. He does switch. I'm sitting there gassed. I'm sitting there going, he's bringing in. That's the Mr. Fish. I'm like, that's not Weezing. So this comes out, intimidates me, which isn't too terrible considering I'm mostly special. And stakeout boosted Psychic it does again, almost exactly half. So at this point, I would be faster than him if he's not a Scarf. I never expect a Scarf Gyarados, you know, unless the team is really that weak to him. But I'm sitting there thinking, I've got no reason to switch out. I'm pretty weak. I don't need to preserve. So I don't want him to set up. Expecting maybe like a Dark Pulse to not kill. So I thought I'd go straight for the Thunder Fang, which I am carrying. Now originally I did want to have Thievul as my Dynamax one. I just thought it'd be like a really good lead. So as you can see, he does switch out again. So it's gone for a Gyro Ball and then switched 2 turns in a row, which is fair. When you're playing defensively, it can be, to be honest, I hate playing defensively. When that happens, I always lose. It's normally from a turn 1 matchup. But he switches Slowking very comfortably into this. Now this is a pivotal couple of turns. So I've got no reason to not Dark Pulse here. Do excuse the washing machine in the background, by the way. My apologies. I'm recording this during a time where I have a couple of hours of quiet. Yeah, so I'm thinking Dark Pulse all the way. Dark Pulse should two-shot unless it's a Assault Vest. I'm expecting him at this point to probably just go for an attack to take me out, or even click Future Sight. So you see here, Dark Pulse does a lovely chunk of damage, and unfortunately I do get a flinch. I'm going to pause it here real quick. Now Scrub, after the game, he told me that he didn't even realise that that Dark Pulse flinched, because he was going to click Calm Mind there. His video should be coming up today, I think, so you'll probably see his before mine anyway. But yeah, he says that he didn't even realise I got the flinch. So here I am. I'm about to predict. I'm thinking, right, he's going to switch out. He's not going to sack this thing. This thing, very bulky, very tanky. He even looked at his stats. So you would have seen that he didn't get the Calm Mind off. But I'm expecting him to switch here again into the Wheezing. So I click Psychic. And as you can see, that does nothing, as he's able to take me out. Now that's really unfortunate. If Evil was sitting there bruising his entire team, it would have been really good. Again, it would have been extra good if I didn't get Garibaled initially. But yeah, removing this thing would have very comfortably won me the game, in my opinion. Because without this, with only his Wheezing left, he might have had to sack half his health with a Psychic. But again, that's just because he expected to have the Calm Mind boost up. So I come into this thinking, right, he's gonna preserve this. He's not gonna sack this to a draw run. I know for a fact that given a team matchup, I don't think I would have done either. So I think here I click Thunder Fang, expecting Gyarados to come in. It's either that or Psychic Fang for the Wheezing. Because Wheezing for sure would tank any attack this does. Because I am a fool, I could be Focus Sash. So yeah, I'm expecting a Wheezing at this point to come in, even in post-com where I'm not 100% Fire Fang. Okay, maybe I was expecting a Bronzong, which is still alive at this point. But because of that, he's able to get a Slack off. I can't do anything to this thing. I don't actually carry Draw Run on this. I'm Accelerock, Thunder, Fire Fang, and I think actually Psychic Fang. So I'm Triple Fang, Accelerock. So at this point I switch out. I think I'd probably switch straight into Garchomp, to be fair. Although Garchomp would risk a Scald Burn. Oh no, I go into the Rotom. Maybe, yeah, okay, so Rotom's not going to be able to do too much. I am Trick, but I don't want to take a Black Sludge. Actually no, I'm not Trick. I mistakenly thought I was Trick, because I'd built a few days before we fought. But yeah, I came into this to pivot, just because, I think here he'd either Future Sight or kind of, go for a move that's not Scald. Something a bit more effective. So I use this to pivot into Garchomp semi-safely. Again, not expecting the Scald to happen. So at this point you can see that I am deliberating. I know I'm not going to be doing too much damage. And here I'm confused because, again, I don't have Trick. Volt Switch still does, a good chunk of chip. Wasn't as weak as you'd expect. Obviously, seeing Slack off, I know that he's not Assault Vest. And then Garchomp comes out on the Sludge Bomb. Now at this point, a Poison wouldn't be too detrimental, but I don't get it anyway. And this is a very good opportunity for me to predict the switch. See, for me, he's going either Liberty or he's going into Tabasco. Now, Liberty can't really do anything to me, except maybe set up Reflect, because he's probably just expecting the Earthquake straight up. And I'm going to go for the Swords Dance here, just because I know he's switching. There's no reason for him to sack this. If he did in the Ice Beams, then fair play, that would be probably GG at this point. Because at this point I don't really have too much that can handle the Slowking. At this point I'm not actually aware that it's Calm Mind, because again he told me after. and he wasn't able to get it off because of the flinch. So yeah, I'm a plus 2. It's very scary. I did build with this wheezing in mind, so I clicked the Iron Head as you see. My calc's paying off. I was expecting to have this thing chipped before this happened, but Strange Steam, unfortunately, yeah, if he got the crit, then okay, he would have been in a better spot. It would have been like a trade of hacks. See, what do I do here? I think, if I remember correctly, I think I just Iron Head again. No. Liberty Bell is a good switch. So I think what I do is I Stone Edge. Maybe I Iron Head again, just because it's accurate. It's not going to miss. No, I think I Stone Edge expecting the Gyarados to come in. Let's see. Again, this battle happened a couple of days ago. It took a couple of days for him to get his footage to me. So yeah, I do click the Stone Edge. Just missing out on the KO though. A Stone Edge crit, like a higher boosted crit, would have been really nice. I'm actually blunder policy on this thing, just to outspeed well, everything for sure. Because I don't even think I'm max speed on this. But I'm blunder policy with Stomping Tantrum rather than Earthquake. So I do hit an Iron Head just because it is more accurate. I think from here a Stone Edge will kill if it connects. Now he's attempting to reflect, understandably so. Yes, Liberty Ball gone. His only defensive Pokemon left at this point are Tabasco and Slowking. So here he's kind of in a bit of a tougher spot. I think he goes into Mr. Fish, the Gyarados. Yeah, you can tell he's a little bit against the wall with this thing. Oh, okay. So he goes into Melvin, the Tortinator, and I'm sitting here thinking, yo, I don't think I kill with a Stomping Tantrum, so I need to go for the Stone Edge, just because this thing is quite bulky. We see the white herb, so it does insinuate that he is Shell Smash, so probably not like invested in defense, which is understandable. I don't even think he'd need to be max speed on this. But again, he is very slow. But anyway, he's trying to bait out the ground move. His thought process was probably a case of bait out the ground move, go into Gyarados on the Iron Head, and then kind of take it from there. So it goes into Mr. Fish, gets the Intimidate off anyway. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, I kind of need to Stone Edge this thing. I don't have anything else that will hit it. Iron Head's not going to do too much damage. So I think what he does here is he pivots out as well. Now that I'm at +1, and he saw that that he takes the Stone Edge before he goes into the Slowking. Now I'm very fortunate because so far I've hit all of my Stone Edges. I'm sitting here kind of secretly hoping on crits for the switch-ins. Because it's a higher boosted critical chance. I think it's 20. Let me see, it's double, right? It's 25%, I think. And then Focus Energy makes it 50. Scope Lens 100. So yeah, 3 layers of increased crit chance is 100%. So one, I think it's a 25% chance to crit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't think of my thought process in going to Talonflame here. Yeah, I had a good position. Maybe I didn't want to miss another Stone Edge, because missing Stone Edge would mean that I wouldn't have anything to fight yet. So going into this, I think, for a dual Wing Beat, because I think a Scald or a Sludge Bomb's not going to kill me. If he wants to heal up, then he can. I can probably hit him with another dual Wing Beat. But I do miss, which is really unfortunate. As you can see on the next turn, that's very rough. But I think next turn, if I did hit the Wing Beat, he would have gone into Gyarados anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So here I'm thinking, look, I'm not going to risk another miss. The Wing Beat's not going to kill it. I just wanted to force it out, so I go for a Flare Blitz, knowing that it's likely to take me out as well. He lives on 22 again. I failed to get him below 20 so far. So yeah, Skull takes me out, unfortunately. Secret Blend, not really doing much. But he was partially there for the Cramorants as well. Once the Cramorants set up, I know for a fact that I can get some good chip in it with Gyarados. Not Gyarados, Tentacruel. So the dual Wing Beat is really just to not get fully swept. At this point here, what do I do? He's at 20%. I know he's going to switch. I think I go into Rotom. Oh no, I go into the doggy. At this point, I'm just clicking Accelerock. I'm clicking my stab. Everything he's got left besides this is weak to rock. As you can see here, yeah, Mr. Fish. I would expect to die to Accelerock. Cheeto, 100% will do. Melvin's not going to take more than 50 from Accelerock. But he doesn't know if I'm banned or not. Or go for the Stone Edge. He goes into his Mr. Fish, gets the Intimidate off. Understandable. Because this thing at this point would kind of run through his team. He lives on 3 HP. He lives on 3 HP. And at this point I'm I'm just disappointed. And this Gyarados is the comeback to bite me in the butt. So he goes back into Slowking. He knows he can take this. I Accelerock again at -1. I don't even think a crit would have taken me out. I'm at -1. It would have left it pretty low. He would have been forced out again, I think. But so I'm expecting at this point for him to slack off. So I can't remember if I attack or switch into Rotom again. But again, Rotom's not going to be doing too much. So yeah, I do end up switching, but I go into Tentacruel. Okay, at this point I've seen 3 of his attacks. I've not seen Calm Mind. So I'm sitting there kind of banking on it not being Psychic. But just in case he is Psychic, I really want this thing removed from the field ASAP. So I'm actually going to go big here. I'm going to Dynamax and go for the max water move. Big Hydro. And as you can see there, that Mr. Fish is still just clinging on. Now I don't think he's expecting a Dynamax here, maybe he's expecting like a knockoff or a Hex or something. I've got no hazards up. I was debating clicking Rapid Spin, because at this point I know that I'm going to be Dynamaxing this thing. So I was debating on Rapid Spin just to make sure that Cramorants has to max Airstream at least twice. Spot speed. Because at +1 max Airstream, Cramorants will still be slower. But yeah, I really didn't think of the sack here. I should have done a knockoff, would have been detrimental. So I go for Max Geyser, is the name of the move. And obviously go Gyarados. Now I'm pretty sure he's pretty happy here. I would be. I've wasted a ton of Dynamax. I do have the rain up though. I think with the rain up, his best bet is most likely to go into Cramorant. There's no reason for him to go into the Fire Dragon. And because the rain is up, and he probably thinks I'm offensive at this point, I don't think he goes Party Hat. If he does, he'd do it for Regenerator, but then he'd have to take a massive chip on something. Yeah, you can see him here deliberating over Cheeto or Melvin. And out comes Cheeto with Cramorant. I will say, besides the shiny, Cramorant's like my top 3 Galar Pokemon. It's goofy, I love it so much. I love its gimmick. Like, its ability is so good. Well, it's fun. It's good when you use right. In any case, he's going to Dynamax here, as you can see. I expected this, I anticipate this. So with the rain up, I know that I'm going to be boosting him technically. But Tentacruel, even offensive, this could definitely just massive. And with the double HP stat, I'm looking pretty good at the moment. And as you can see, we were playing on normal timer. I go for the max ooze just because I think raising my attack would be probably the better play. And again, if this was first time Dynamax, I would have been in a much better spot. So it's gone for one airstream so far. At this point, he will be faster. So I'm at this point, I'm expecting just more max airstreams just because maximum damage. But he actually surprises me and goes for a max ooze, which, you know what, fair play. His specs, once he's out of Dynamax, he's still got free reign because he hasn't clicked a non-Dynamax move yet. So his specs +1. So it's essentially a +2 special attack. At least he will be outside of Dynamax. I go for a max Hellstorm just because I'm going to lose my Dynamax this turn. And I don't want him just surfing to win. So I get the heal up, I go for a bit of extra chip as well. And the 2 minute mark, I think. At this point, I'm clicking my moves pretty quickly, I think. I think we both are. So he's Dynamax. I'm expecting a max airstream again. There's not really much I can do about it, so I'm going to Ice Beam. He actually goes for a max Geyser to set the rain up for himself again. Which is really nice for me. Because I absolutely tanked that. I don't think I would have taken a max airstream at this point. That might have, yeah, I think, yeah, I definitely max Hellstorm to weaken his non-Dynamax surfs and stuff. Well, not to weaken them, but to make sure they're not strengthened. So that was a good double barrel play. He was doing that just to get the rain back up. He surfs. This should take me out. This does take me out, and he'll get himself a nice Pikachu snack, as you see. Now at this point, I'm thinking my Wolf, Lycanroc. There we go. I'm thinking Lycanroc pretty much runs for his team at this point. But I'm just gonna play as if the timer's not there, just because. Thinking. So I'll bring out my Scarf Rotom. I actually thought this was a misplay initially because I could have sworn he'd maxed Airstream twice. I'm thinking, yo, I've thrown. You know, I was pretty mad at myself. So when Volt Switch happened first, I was actually quite shocked. And obviously the paralysis would have actually been detrimental to Lycanroc had there been a few more minutes, which is why I initially went into Rotom as well. So I think he's got, oh, I've still got Garchomp, I didn't even realise. It's difficult when you can't look at your own team, man. So at this point I'm just clicking Stomping Tantrum, which I didn't end up revealing for the whole game. I don't even think it would have killed this. The reason I had Stomping Tantrum is if I was to miss a Stone Edge, a miss actually counts towards a failure of a move. So Stomping Tantrum would be base 150, which is wild to me. Paired with the blunder policy, you know, I thought it was a pretty good deal. But so it was a really good, pretty close game for Scrub Supreme. So, man, I need to drink more. Scrub Supreme. It was a really good game. I really enjoyed prepping for him, despite the fact that we played late and I didn't get the video until late just because of my own technical issues. That's a separate thing. But I really enjoyed the game. Cheers, Scrub. GG. Root for me in week 7 and 8. Hopefully, if other people kind of lose a couple of times, I might have a chance at the number 4 spot for playoffs. But I need to get my differential up in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully, Thievul can do that. I'll see you then. GG.